Turismo!
How can the heart truly want what the mind can never possess? And just like the tide, he was gone. Puka, the new fragrance from this ship.
Puka GT, bleeding through the cars, burning up the streets. Puka GT, for who fury that you just can't beat. He's dodging the palm and he's hitting the gas. He's the golden crack and the head of the class. Puka GT,
Puka!
Watch the Super Bowl together. Kim has remained tight-lipped about her new beau, but Puka had this to say.
The Puka GT experience.
I don't know, man. I think ivermectin is more than just medication for goats.
Live from New York City, it's time for
Hello everyone, how are we doing? Happy Tuesday, back for our second stream of the week already after our coaching session yesterday. So a bit of an historic stream here. For the first time ever, I'm multi-streaming. So I'm not just streaming to the regular YouTube output that I normally have. I'm also streaming directly to the YouTube Shorts feed for the first time. So there may be some technical hiccups. I've got twice as much to monitor as usual, and as I'm sure some of you know, some things sometimes go awry in this stream. So if you notice any issues with the audio, video, whatever else it is, just please throw your messages into the chat there to let me know. I would greatly appreciate it. And also, if you're used to looking at this in landscape, maybe jump over to vertical. I'd love to get your feedback on it, see what you think of the layout. Speaking of which, we'll jump straight over here. So main view in landscape, not much different. Vertical looks maybe a little clunky when I'm off track here, but bear with me and look what we have going. So I got the top showing a rear view mirror, the center of the screen showing the full race view, which I feel is the best thing instead of a cropped zoomed in view. I want people to be able to see every part of the track and what I'm seeing. We got my ugly mug right below it, along with the wheel cam, pedal cam. We got pedal telemetry below that. We got the tire temps telemetry below that. And then we have my heart rate monitor below that. So a lot of information, maybe a bit too much. Curious to get feedback on this one from you, see what you think. I'm just going to double check the stream health as well. Just make sure it's all working okay. Seems to be all right so far. I don't think we've any drop frames, but again, any issues, people, please just let me know. I've can only keep my eyes on so many things at once, including the track. So I'm just going to jump out here and take a quick look at our leaderboard. The whole purpose of this session tonight is to become reacquainted with Dragon Trail Seaside in Group 4 machinery, set a competitive quali time, and yeah, just set myself up for success for the week. Anyway, we had this combo in Daily Race B back in mid-March. I think it was the second week of March, if I remember right, and I put quite a bit of time into it there and had quite a competitive week. That was one of the first times that I came up from driver rank C to B. It was also the same week that I had my coaching session with Luke Nadaro, now goes by Luke Elliott, where we were 3 hours racing around this one track in the Atenza with him giving me pointers on how to do it better. So if there's one track I should know, it's this one, but it's been a while. I haven't touched it since that race week, so I am going to have to get reacquainted with it. We were also on racing hard tires last time. We're on racing mediums this time, so a bit to be considered there. This also being a race C, tire wear, fuel consumption, all these things are going to have to be accounted for in the race. And what I've heard through the grapevine is, as good as the Atenza actually is for the quali time, the Citroen is the stronger car for the actual race due to tire wear. So we'll see how we get on. We'll start with the Atenza. We'll try to get competitive in that first, and then I will try to get remotely close to it in the Citroen, and we'll go from there. Let me just see the chat. So I'm looking at two chats combined into one here. We have our shorts chat and our regular YouTube landscape chat. Luke Sargent, how you doing, man? Thanks again for the session yesterday. Really appreciate you jumping on last second. And then we have Charlie. Am I going to be reading the video chat or the shorts chat? I am going to be reading both chats. This is something I was a little worried about. Now, I can see both chats. I can see it all in one nice little view here, but I know that the community is going to be a little split going forward, which is something I'm not happy about. So I'm going to try come up with a solution to that. I'm thinking of some on-screen chat window display. Something I wasn't in a huge hurry to do, and as you can see, I'm kind of running out of screen real estate here, so need to figure out how to make that work. If the chat gets busy in multiple places, I'll definitely look at implementing something, but you know, let's not put the cart before the horse here. We'll see how we get on tonight, see what people like viewing this in, and see if the on-screen chat display for both views is a go. Drag Fury, good luck if you jump into a race. I might jump into a race tonight. It's depending on my own energy levels and depending on how quickly I come up to speed here. So I want to take a look at my leaderboard here. So we've channel viewer Smokey Jack there, who is faster than Sammy Snake. Impressive, dude. Sammy in the F type. Interesting. I didn't know there was many top split lads in that. And then we got Top Smoke not far behind again, and Shildy, and then Forever Sideways. That's really impressive. You see, these chaps in the top four are all aliens. Forever Sideways, I actually met in a race not too long ago. I think he's made it to A now. Good for him. But yeah, relatively, he's more of an up-and-comer, this racer, so to see him getting within half a second of the top guys is really impressive. We've Paul Rick, another A-rank driver, not too far behind. Ant's not far behind him, and Wolfie, who always tends to be a good bit faster than me up there. Who else? Luke, what are you setting, dude? 147.9. I take it Luke hasn't had much time on this, because I know he'd be a good bit faster than that if he had time at it. And we got Puka Taya leading out the pack. Cool. So Carla, I'm looking at her there, partly because she is the last place on my top 10 list, but normally speaking because she's actually relatively close to me kind of quali pace wise. So I'm gonna actually just check GTSH rank here just to see how Carla is stacking up globally. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get myself within the top 5% of players. So looking at people on my friends list, I will look for who's in that top 5%, and then I'll know kind of what time I'm aiming for and who I'm looking to beat on my own friends list, which makes it a bit of fun. Drag Fury, you can disable the chat in the mobile stream and direct folk here. Nah, don't want to do that, particularly if there's new people who stumble across it. Want to ask a quick question? Efficiency, Greg, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for hopping in for that last race yesterday. Congrats again. The F-Type is viable. Also, Corvette is apparently good with the Ferrari as well. Okay, interesting. It's not as meta-locked as I was expecting. Now, who am I looking for here? Carla 86. So top 2,000 anyway. 1,948 out of how many people have set a time? Sorry, website's running a little slow here. Just waiting for it to load. Out of 28,000 people who've set times, so she's well under the top 10% anyway. It's floating something around the top 6-7% anyway. Definitely the F4 cars are dominating. Yeah. Okay, so it's essentially Mitch Sabato and Carly here with the 147.5 is what I'm looking for. Sarah Dawson, new person in the chat. Don't believe I met you before. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you saying hello. Tell me, Sarah, are you viewing from YouTube Shorts or are you viewing from the traditional landscape view? I'm streaming to the Shorts feed for the first time tonight, and I'm wondering if it pulls in any new names. New viewers, if you will. So I'm actually going to start today, instead of running laps immediately, because I'm actually already quite familiar with this course, I'm going to take a look at a replay of one of the top split lads. Let's take a look at good old Chef. I'm gonna actually hop out of here now. Ah, that's great, Sarah. Good to hear. As I mentioned, it's my first time broadcasting directly to YouTube Shorts, so it's great to see it's pulling in people that way. I haven't been streaming a huge amount of time. Got started with this whole shebang back in December, and slowly grown up. I think we're over 300 subscribers now. Got a nice little Discord community brewing as well. Okay, so let's play this replay. So I'm going to go through it fast once, just call out what I'm seeing, and then I'm going to do a corner by corner kind of track walk, I guess you'd call it. Now, there are two things that I remember really well about this course. For almost every single corner, you have to turn in way earlier than you think you do. And it's a very ABS abuse heavy course. You're very hard on the brake and throwing that wheel in the direction of the corner. Oh, thanks, Sarah. Really appreciate that. Good to have you aboard. Have you had a chance to race here this week? Do you play much Gran Turismo yourself? Okay, let's get started here. So obviously flat out through the first corner here. Using the orange barrier, riding the curb, dropping to second, using the track limits on the left tires in the red, up to third, and straight line it out as much as possible, using as much width of the track as you can there. So we start to turn right as the Larini kind of reaches the right of our screen, going 2 tires in the grass, braking before the grass, down to second, over this guy, accelerate while you're on the curb. Now for this one here, I like to keep it in fourth, go right the way over, orange barrier, dab the brake, yeah, about 25-50%, straight back in the accelerator, and then we're flat out the whole way here, keeping it in fourth until we hit about 197 kilometers. And he goes up to, yeah, about 199, I think he did. This braking point's a little trickier. So assuming you've gotten full speed out of the S's, it's the end of that cliff, that pointy tree on the right, as that comes towards the edge of your screen, you slam on the brake, bring it down to second, then accelerate the curb. Then we're into the old chicane of death. So there's only so much to be said about this one, just don't die. I'll give more detail on this one when we go through it slower. Clean as a whistle. And then this next corner really is bending on how quickly you get through the chicane. And you're braking a bit before the 100, down to second as you rotate round, heavy on the throttle, up on the curb, and you actually kind of cut here on the left a little. Keep your tires on the red. That gets you a 1:45.9. Won't get me that anyway. Now, if there is one corner on this course, aside from the chicane of death, that I actually struggle to get good, it's this one. So you'll notice here, he hits the brake. I'll just... So it's roughly around here, maybe one frame further. Okay, ABS is on, he's already hit it. So for me, my brake marker is here is, do you see where the darker orange wall hits the orange painted barrier on the rail? It's right as that kind of starts to hit the edge of my screen, pointing at this curb, slam on the brake and just bring it down to second. But it's mounting this curb can unsettle the car. And it's also, this is another part that I really struggle with. So you see the way those tire marks there ahead of him are curving to the left? I normally use tire marks almost as a racing line, but you have to be so much further over to the left than that. See that? So his right tires are riding that. And then he's pretty much completely straightened up by the time he's reached here. Oh no, sorry, he hadn't. He was still way over to the left. But flat out on the throttle. This next one, I'm not too bad. You start to, do you see he's already started to turn in? For me, the tire marks leading in over the grass there are what I follow. So as they start to come into view, I kind of start to point towards them. And then brake marker here, it's basically where the sand meets the grass for the first time there on the left. So he's probably on the brake there, is he? No. Nope. Nope. Yeah. So for me, it's where the sand meets the grass. He's maybe a frame or two later there. And then again with this one, third, really heavy on the ABS. So you kind of drop it from 100 to 50 to kind of trailing off 25 as you go around. And look, you're back on the accelerator here and you can't see where the road is going yet. So that's also very difficult to get exactly right. Takes a lot of bravery. And for this next one, it's a bit of a hit or miss. I actually don't find it too difficult to execute. Maybe a little bit more difficult to be consistent with, but I tend to get it more times often than not. So again, it's where the orange paint starts on the railing as opposed to the wall. That's where I'd go anyway. He is going there once the orange completely disappears. And it's a small dab. I think he does 50% and lets go right away. And then just coasts into the corner. But like, as you can see, but his left tire is pretty much on the curb and he's already back on the throttle. And then you're really just hugging both of these curbs, taking advantage of the width of the road, flying through the S here. Okay, now this one. So I'll show you where I would be braking here. Okay, I would have probably broke even 5 meters ago. But you could, like, if you're as skilled as him, you can leave it as late as this tree on the right here, that pointy one. So yeah, his brake is on now. Okay, and as you can see, full brake application, already kind of starting to turn. And then as he releases the brake, trails into it a bit more and slams on the throttle as soon as your wheels touch that curb. Now, with the chicane of death, this is one that ruins way more races than it helps by trying to go through it flat out. So my general strategy mid-race is to not go flat out through it. It's to actually lift slightly. For the sake of quali, while I'm warming up, I'll lift. But then when I'm really pushing for that better time, when I'm looking for that final 10th or 2, I will aim to go through it without braking. Or without lifting, I mean. That being said, like, you're only really going to gain about like a 10th or 2. It's not as drastic as people think. Lee, how's it going, man? Thanks for joining the chat. Yes, Irish, Dublin, born and bred, man. have a like and a sub. Thanks so much, dude. Did you find me through YouTube Shorts? It's my first time actually streaming directly to the Shorts feed. Normally just OG YouTube here. So anyway, this is my main goal for here. I don't like cutting this curb. I like touching it, but what I'm really aiming to do is try and level up as straight as I can, as close to this wall before I reach that overhang. So as you can see, like, he is pretty much kissing that wall, and that just opens up the exit of the chicane here as much as possible. Now, in terms of turning in, it is so much earlier than you imagine, but you see that marshal who's standing there on that little ramp, or whatever you call it, raised platform? It's basically as soon as you pass him, you start turning in. So as you can see, the steering input is already a fair bit to the left. That's great to hear, Lee. It's cool to see that we're reaching new people with the new broadcast. Do you play much Gran Turismo yourself? So you make your way towards this then. Look at how tight you have to get here. So for me, my indication on where my tires are when I'm in this view is essentially my speedometer and tachometer there on the left and right. So as you can see, like, I would assume I'd be hitting that based on where he is. But he's just got like those few millimeters of room. And you'll notice how quickly he turns right here. It's basically as soon as he comes off the curb, swings it, and then brings it level again. If I even get it that clean once in 100 laps, I'll be happy. But I'm not going for moonshots like that. I'd rather be consistent and lose a tenth or two there and just build up a bit of momentum around the course than going hero mode and crashing every time. Towards the end of the stream, we'll try it a few times. Paul Rick, how you doing? I see you have a very competitive time here. Carla is actually my benchmark for tonight, so I'm trying to catch her time. Now, little more confused on the breakpoint in this one, and it really does depend on how quickly you leave the chicane. I think in the past, what I had been doing was, because I was never as quick out of the chicane as these guys, I was waiting for the 100 board to get level with my timer there below my mirror. But we'll see where he is braking, probably a lot later. Oh no, about the same. Okay. And again, really, really early into this one. Down to second, flat out, and then again, cut this bit in the left. Okay, so there you have it. That's the track walk. It's time to shut up and dance. Paul Rick, she stopped playing. I've been using her account as my practice account recently. Oh, did she just get tired of it in the end? So it's your Smurf account. You've been cosplaying as your wife. Let's see. Where's it compared to your main one? So 147.1, 147.5. Yeah, they're fast times. Like, what I'm basing it on more than anything, Paul, is last time when we were here in Group B, maybe there was less competition, but I was able to get close-ish to the top 5% of times. And right now, Carla's time is at about a 6-7% of top times in terms of global rankings. So it's what I'm aiming for anyway. But as I mentioned earlier, last time we were on hards, this time we're on mediums. Last time we were in Group B, or Race B, this time we're in Race C, where the competition tends to be tighter. So we'll see how that goes for me. And we have Jacko with a 147.4. Wow, that's a really impressive time, dude. If I get within a ballpark of that tonight, I'll be happy. I think 147.5 is essentially what I'm going to aim for here. If you would like to appear on our leaderboards, Jacko, there's a link to Discord down below, and also my PSN ID is in the description. So yeah, by all means, send me an ad on there. good to have different viewers kind of times to compare against and benchmark myself each week. Didn't load a ghost, so let's do that actually. And brake balance on 5 as always. How's everything with the stream? Video quality okay? Audio okay? I'm using a ton of new plugins tonight, so things are bound to go awry. Alright, can we get in this curb? So we slowed the car a lot more there. That's okay. Not going for gold immediately. Have to lift a little there. Slowed the car way too much there again. I always find though it's best to start off just trying to follow the line. Do a small lift at the chicane here. It's the main thing I'm looking for is to just get close to this right wall. That's nice. I like that. That's what it's all about, just getting confident about getting close to that wall on the right first and then build up the confidence to properly go for the chicane. Good bit to work on that corner. Okay. Try being a bit softer on the brake there and just completely missed my line then. So, Paul Rick, you're using NSX in the race. Yeah, I'm probably going to use the Citroen in the race. It's me, Shannon. Am I from Castleknock? No, I know a few people from Castleknock though. I currently live in Clongriffin. Bought a house here a few years ago, but I grew up in Hoth. Sorry, what else are people saying to me? The death curve in full 5 degree, says Jacko, and sacrifice the first curve at the beginning to carry the speed well up to the right. Hairpin bend. Sorry, and sacrifice the first curve at the beginning. Yes, sorry, I know what you mean. It's a much later apex in through that second one. I completely missed it there. Sorry, that big turn at the end, yeah. I think some drivers close their eyes and hope for the best at the deck chicane. Yeah, I did, and it's funny, on the hards last time, I found myself really throwing the car to make it through it, and it felt great. But it wasn't a whole lot faster than lifting. It was a tenth in the difference, based on how much I was unsettling the car just to get it through. But I find it takes a while for my eyesight to warm up to it. Kind of start looking in the right places through it. Okay, close to the wall. There we go. That was a little braver that time, but as you saw, hit the wall. Okay, and be much later into the apex here. It's me, Shannon. How much was my house? We bought in 2019 and it is Parkside, or sorry, not Parkside, Beltree in Clongriffin. So you'll be able to look that up handy enough to get an idea of what it was. Standard at the time. I'll tell you this though, it's risen in value, as you could expect, quite a bit since then. Despite the largest development project in the country, in the history of the state, happening right beside my house right now. Hey F1 in Place, how you doing? Skimmed it. You just got a third on this race. Nice. And sorry, Jacko, even the last corner must be entered slowly and cleanly to give gas to the curb and carry speed along the entire finishing straight. You know what? I'm definitely going to need to take another look at the replay. I was kind of a little bit on autopilot going through the final corner there. I'm not 100% sure what he's doing, but I know you're right. Like I'm not following a good line into that one. Like he misses that first one and then you can see his wheels kind of get on it around there. And then he's hard on the throttle. And then puts his tires in the red here. SP Shannon basically around 900k. No, nothing in that. If I had that kind of money, I'd be racing real race cars. If the road is going to the right, you need to keep on to the right. So, let me give you some counter-intuitive advice on this one. It's a very, very strange thing about this course, particularly at these S's here. So typically speaking, on any other track, you'd be thinking to yourself, when you come through here, you should stick as far to the left as possible to keep this one opening up, but it's actually not the case. And you'll see the Ghost doing it as well. Literally hugging the curb the entire way around. And the only reason that we can get away with that is because the fact we're in Group 4 and the road is so wide. So my only goal for now in terms of racing line is to just follow where the Ghost is going as closely as possible. Because they obviously know what they're doing. Shifted a little by accident there at the bump. Set me finger off. Ah, almost had it. Almost. Need some battle music. Oh yeah, I wonder how these things work.
Like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe.
Am I a landlord? No, I am not a landlord. It's myself, my wife, and my 2 kids in the house. No one else. I'm sorry, I see your other point. Yeah, but it sounds like your wheels are drifting. They might be a bit, because I'm doing a mix of trying to find a line and trying to find where to push at the moment, so not expecting magic just yet. You probably, like, to be honest, I'll be on for maybe about another 2 hours tonight. And I normally find with these quali sessions that I have that I peak about halfway through and then start to almost drift off as I overthink it and get a bit more tired, and then it's almost like the motor memory of it sets in overnight, and when I come back the next day I end up setting much faster times. Whoa! It's me trying to ride that curb. Surprised my tyre's not more cooked. If you don't mind me asking. No, actually, currently I'm unemployed. I worked kind of as a film videographer, video marketer kind of person for about 10 years. And then about 6 years ago, I got into tech as a product manager, and I was doing that then for a while in a smallish kind of fintech company. And around the time I turned 39 last September, I essentially just had an early onset midlife crisis and realized I just didn't want to work in fintech anymore. So my wife and I, a good bit of money saved up. My daughter had just started junior infants, decided to take some time being a house husband, building back up the video portfolio to move back into that again, hopefully. And just, yeah, YouTube has just kind of happened on the side now, and I've really been enjoying it as a hobby, but if it can get bigger, it's something I'd definitely like to pursue more of. Job seekers. Yes, somewhat. That's a shame. Get to 10 laps and then I might look at another replay and look at one of my own replays as well. It's a good bit faster too there that time, actually. Have a good bit of time to find here too. Yeah, I just don't know what I'm doing on that final turn. Sorry, let me catch up with the chat here. It's me, Shannon. I'm on part-time job seekers, so only have 160. Better than nothing though. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Shannon. Yeah, to be honest, it was definitely something I kind of went through a bit of myself last September. But yeah, good people around me. Started exercising a bit more, and yeah, just putting the pause on my life at the time really made a positive difference. But yeah, if you're ever in need, do reach out to people around you who you trust. It's never good to bottle up those things, and it's good to seek professional supports too. And yeah, long-term illness benefit might be the best thing for you then. Yes, it does. Assuming you're able to qualify for it, all right. It's because I'm married. I'm not entitled to anything apart from anything you can build up PRSI credits with. Still lifted there. I was trying to go a bit tighter through it though, and the car just bounced around a good bit on me. At least you get a medical card. Yeah, that's always a nice benefit, alright. Did you say you're based in Castleknock yourself, was it? Michael 22, flat out a Rappa fan. It's not like I'm on a good lap. I'll give flat out a try here, sure. Why not? First one of the evening. Wasn't fully flat out. It was almost, I think yeah, you can see the dip in the telemetry there. I dropped to about 90. Still probably the fastest I've gone through it tonight though. Ah, Lab of Lies, how you doing? It's been a while. Porsche is nicer to drive around here. Never tried it actually. Watch that. Struggling a bit with that one as well, it seems. Right, we'll try another flat out. Oh! It felt like the angle of attack was good, but it was as I was going in, just the rear just got thrown to the right on me. Okay, well that's my 10 laps anyway. So we'll save the best one of that and we'll take a look at the data logger to see what the lowest hanging fruit is here. Yeah, thanks, Michael. Those are my first 10 laps of the week. I'm just building up the confidence to it. So let's load in the same ghost. Now, how does this look for everyone on the YouTube short stream? Yeah, you can see enough of what's happening, sure. Okay, so this is all related to that final corner, but as you can see, before we've even reached turn 1, when we've been flat out, or even the first braking point, I'm already 3/10 down. So that's more to do with the end of the course than the start line there. Also means he is 4 kilometers an hour more speed going into this first corner. Okay, he keeps his speed about 10 kilometers an hour higher. Guessing he has a bit of a coast there as well. Yeah, let's see his throttle input here. So I'm just going to swap these to more useful things. Gear, brake. Just trying to see how long he coasts for into this first chicane. Brake drops to 39. It's at 0. Throttle's at 0, so not long. How much is each of those things? About 5-10 meters? 5 meters at most. Okay, and as you can see, he can remain flat out, and I've got that little blue dip there. I'm having to correct the steering angle because he's perfectly tight on that first corner, which allows him to almost straight line it. Like, look at how much further over onto the red he is there. Now, he was 3/10 up. And then by the next braking point, he's a full second ahead. So 7/10 to be found at that first chicane. I did say at the start, I think it's the toughest part of the course, bar the chicane of death, to get right. So I will work on it, but I wouldn't expect to find all 7/10. Even if I can claw half of that back, I'll be happy. Sorry to hear, Shannon, you're having a rough go of it. Michael, never saw this data. How cool is that? You've never used the data logger. Do you play Gran Turismo 7 much? It's a new enough feature. They only added it in December as part of the Spec 3 update. Okay, so let's see, where are we on the track now? Hang on a second. He went up another 2/10 there. Yeah, okay, so he goes wider goes more over the track limits than I do again there. Cuts in finer, allows him to get harder on the throttle again. As you can see, he's got a good bit more speed than me there. Takes me ages to level it off, reach the other turn before I do. Then into the S, so we're at 1.3 seconds now. So, given the fact that this dude is one of the best in the world, and I'm a low B rank driver, I don't expect to get fully level with him on this, and I think my best effort through that is probably passable enough for my rank. More looking for easy fixes right now. When I don't, like, at least looking at the driving line there, all the inputs, there's not a huge difference between us there. It's just he's overall carrying more speed from before. Now, this one's a problem for me. I'm expecting I'll lose probably half a second here alone. Not as much as I thought. Now, I think I did it a lot better on that lap than I normally do it, but that was only 2/10. That's kind of, again, within the margin of error between me and the best in the world. Drac Fury, you've a 148.3. That's required. That's good, actually. I might even chase that ghost around a bit. Ants, how you doing, buddy? Sorry I didn't see you join there. I have to say this race is good fun. Nice. Michael, yes, maybe you don't remember, we raced at Monza a few months ago. I got pushed out of a corner and you waited for me and we raced the last two. I do remember that. How are you doing? Sorry, I've had so many races since then I forgot, but yeah, no, I do remember that really well. Good. That was one of the better camaraderie moments I've had live on the stream. Good to see you again, bud. Okay, so we're at 2.2. Okay, now the chicane. Oh, death. So from, say, about here, because this is where I need to start lifting sometimes. So he's 2.2 ahead. And that allows him to find a full second on me. So yeah, as I get braver with the chicane, I might find about half a second of that back. No worries, Jack. Let me know anyway. If anybody has a lap they want to share with me, especially you, Ants, let me know. So let's take a look at this final turn. Yeah, he's just... Okay, so he is a lot tighter. Sorry, what's the time difference here? So we're at 3.5 seconds. Okay, look at how much I'm coasting compared to him. Okay, so it's half a second by the time we reach the line, but if you're starting your next lap as well, it amounts to being a full second before we reach the next braking point. Or 8/10 anyway, not far off a full second. Play replay. Is this? Okay. Okay, so that was my best lap there. Okay, angle of attack is good there going on. Like, I can definitely get on that curb more if I want to have a better time, but, you know, again, for my level, I think that's kind of about reasonable. I think the difference here is I'm turning in too late. And I did say at the start of the stream, it's the trick to this course is turning in earlier than you think you should. But yeah, look at my steering input there and how close I am to the corner already. Like, I really had to kill my speed just to make it through it. And then of course I have to lift a bit here because I'm zigzagging properly through the chicane instead of straight lining it like he is. Settle the car a bit there. Okay, not too bad with that. I'm happy enough with that one, to be honest. Definitely one of my worst efforts through those S's. I didn't actually take a look at what my optimal lap time was, but I'm guessing it might have been about half a second lower than what I ended up with. Okay. Let's get right over the red there, don't I? And so I won't save for Atenza and Citroen, I think. Yeah, cool. If you could share them with me, I'd like to give them a quick review in a bit. Michael, I'll never forget that most wholesome GT7 moment I remember. Since then, every time I come to your stream, I learn something new about the game. Now I'm very close to A rank. Thanks, man. Wow, nice going, man. I pretty much bounced fairly consistently between B and C rank every week since I last met you. Yeah, it's great to have those moments on track. I remember that we were in like 13th and 14th and we were the absolute backmarkers of that race. And I was really enjoying our race, but then there was I think maybe you had a small incident and spun, and I was like, well, look, I can go on for 2 laps without you, or I could continue the race I was enjoying having against you. So yeah, we ended up waiting. It's fun. Yuck. Okay. It's funny, it's so obvious when you see it in the replay. You're there like doing the laps, you're not sure what's going wrong. It's like holding up an ugly mirror. Okay. And just for comparison. Okay. Yeah. Kangaroo 13. Hey mate, good to see you online again. Cheers, man. When's the last time we bumped into each other? Been a little off and on the last week or two, just kind of moving into the summer months and just juggling things with kids with school breaks and that. You know yourself. Michael, it looks so easy, but it's so hard to copy these super fast drivers. That's why I love this sport. Yeah, me too, man. It's like I loved watching the coaching session we had on yesterday as well. I was actually just a spectator this time and just watching Ben take 3 of the Puka community out around Nürburgring GP and just seeing like how fluid he looked going around and how easy he makes it look, and then just the rest of the lads who are fast enough in themselves just struggle with it. It was it's just such a game. It's such a sport of tiny incremental differences making massive gains. Last week Tuesday, I think, in the GR3. Yeah. Your username does ring a bell, of course. Yeah, I typically will be a bit more structured with the streaming. It used to be every Wednesday, Friday and Sunday night, and I typically try to squeeze in one of these quali sessions during the morning midweek, but yeah, a little bit more all over the place this week, and I'm actually off away on holidays next week for 7 days south of France with the family, so I won't be around for any time then, but hopefully the point that I get back, we'll be back into the regular schedule again. Where's he going over here? Okay, so he doesn't touch the red here, but he gets close to it. Ah, yes, of course, Chewbacca. Sorry, it's sometimes hard to keep up with the racing names and the YouTube names, then the Discord names, the PSN IDs. Okay, keeps him in 4th. I'm actually not sure if I was doing that, was I? Keeps him in 4th and then upshifts to 5th, going through the first corner here, the exit. Yeah. I don't think I was doing that. Do 10 more laps now with a bit of a push, but more than anything else I just want to focus on my lines, and then after that I think the next thing I'll need to look at will be his cornering speeds. How's my quali going so far? I'm about an hour into it now, and this is actually a track I know quite well because we were here in March and I put in a good bit of time that week in Daily Race B, but I'm not coming up to pace quite as quick as I thought I would, to be honest. Okay, so we'll go for, as I said, 10 laps here, mostly concentrating on... Whoop! My wheel isn't working. One sec. There we go. Not sure what happened there. Must have been swapping back from the controller, actually. Hungary, trying to get top 2000. Sorry, what did you say your current time was? Top 2000 is a good goal for me as well. That's what I'd like to aim for. Let's just brake a little bit earlier each time here. Still didn't go quite as much over the track limits as he did there. Just missed it. So yeah, line-wise that was atrocious. Wall contact excluded, wasn't even paying attention at that point. So if I remember right, I was coasting too much there, and I think I did it again there. You know, he is obviously carrying a lot more speed than me, but that just should mean that I can brake later. That was much closer that time. Okay, 148.6. Let's see, Kangaroo 13, you can cut corner 3 and the last little part before the line. Sorry, what one are we talking about again there? Sorry, head's not working fully right tonight. I'm not 100% sure what you mean. Greg, Efficiency Sports says just hit 148.7. There's more to be had there though, but a bit more tricky than I thought it would be. Is this your first time around here actually? So I have a 148.6 there, and it's funny, it wasn't even a crazy push lap. It's just one of those focus on the line type laps for me, and it worked out quite well. I still need to find a good bit on that though. We'll try a flat out chicane here. No. There's no point even attempting it. I just completely queued it up wrong. It's just a bit too greedy there. Thanks, Greg. Sorry, Kangaroo, what are you saying to me there? The last little left corner before the line and corner 3, you can go on the grass. Alright, let me pay attention to it when I come back around here. It's your first time on this track. Yeah, no, it's a tricky one. A lot of things can go horribly wrong on this one, alright. Almost. Again, wasn't far enough over right. Need to widen my entry more again. Okay, so turn 1 is this winding one. Oh, you mean here? Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm just trying to avoid the car doing that and getting unsettled, you see. There's a sweet spot that I have that's more on the curb than on the grass, and it probably cost me maybe about half a tenth, but I just find I'm more consistent with it. I could always try to cut into the grass a bit deeper as well though. I might try that in the next lap. Practice makes perfect. 2 right, and then turn 4. Paul Rick, it feels good when you get in a nice lap. It does. Nothing better. Well, a few things better, but it's pretty good. So I got closer to the wall that time, but my eyes were on it for too long, and then I missed my opportunity to turn in left, but progress. Seems like there's a tenth or two for me to find in that final corner still, compared to my best. Let's go to my optimal. So my optimal is pretty much the same as my best lap, not much in it. Let's try the more aggressive grass cutting this time. So I'll put my left tires on the bumper. Nice. Ah! I thought I had more room on the left than I did. And now I'm dead. Thanks, Kangaroo. Yeah, it's just all the case of warming up into it. Okay, so left tires on the curb again. Quite a bit of tire scrubbing going on there. Temps are up a bit. Come on. Cost me a bit, but thought that might find me time, it didn't. Woo, straight through. Need to upshift a little sooner though. Three tenths on the nose. Okay, straight through again. That was much better. Ah, I faffed that. Completely faffed that. Oh no. Gone. But more aggressively this time. I think I can go over a bit more even. Just lined that up badly. So optimal sitting at a 148.1 right now. No, didn't go far enough over. Okay. Was trying the more aggressive over the grass approach there. But again, just unsettled the car more than I wanted. But yeah, I'm finding a lot of time on my best lap though in really unexpected places. And again. Nah. I was pushing. I could have been a contender. Okay, so that's another 10 laps. A lot of gains found in that session. I'm up 1.6 from where I started on lap 1. And still what looks like quite an easy 2-3 tenths to find. I was finding lots of unexpected time there on even turn 1. So I'm not sure what went wrong on my best lap there. Both right wheels should be on the grass. Yeah. I'm still trying to find the sweet spot with that. I feel if I go too far right, it bounces the car. If I go not enough right, it bounces the car. There's like a sweet spot in the middle that I just need to figure out a bit. But bear with me. I'm just going to take a quick 2-minute bathroom break, and I'll be right back. And I'm gonna keep going. I don't want to exit out of this session yet. I can still feel improvements coming. Okay, be back in 2.
You are watching the GBC, television for goats.
Sun comes up on a lazy day, nothing better's on its way. Oh, what a yummy start with honey nut pukas. Honey nut pukas.
They're edible!
How can the heart truly want what the mind can never possess? And just like the tide, he was gone. Hookah, the new fragrance from Le Chef.
Puka GT. Bleeding through the cars, running up the street. Puka GT. For who fury that you just can't beat. He's dodging the prom and he's hitting the gas. He's the golden crack and the head of the class. Puka GT.
Puka!
Watch the Super Bowl together. Kim has remained tight-lipped about her new beau, but Puka had this to say.
銀河の彼方より機械の軍勢が攻め来るメジャーの手話劇この星の運命は俺の走行が未来を切り開くぜ響けプーカ GT 魂のクラッシュスピードの先へ銀河の信者なのだ Go 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 プーカ GT プーカ GT
The Puka GT Experience.
I don't know, man. I think ivermectin is more than just medication for goats.
Live from New York City, it's time for
Okay, and we are back. Where were we? Drag Fury. The 3 main areas on this track for time is the first chicane, exit of turn 3, the back section, and the death chicane, in my opinion. Yeah, I'd agree with you there, Drac. Yeah, it's going a little slowly there, just to double check my line over the grass. Okay. Just need to hold the brake for a bit longer. Softer and longer. A lot of time to be found there. I'm getting desperate for it. Oh, way too late. Didn't brake hard enough there. Didn't have it there. Pretty much kind of had to lift completely off the throttle. Okay, and that was slower than my best effort. Tried lingering on the brake for a moment longer. Didn't work out though. Yeah, race speed with the 1000% winnings. If it was any other track, I'd be all over it like a fly on poo. Ugh. Yeah, I can imagine it's very chaotic, alright. Like, particularly on reverse, where pretty much no one's an expert. Same thing again. Kangaroo, I love the Nürburgring. The first few corners are just pure chaos. Drax says he'll do it once for the experience. One lap for glory. Too right. Hey, Spawnsworth. Chicane of Death does strike again. It's been striking the shit out of me all evening. It was going well for me for a bunch of laps in the middle there, and now I've lost it again since I took that bathroom break. Damn urine. Tires on the grass. It's the only bit you know on the track. Yeah, it's the most famous part, alright. A lot of tricky chicanes though. Like the death chicane is obviously what ends races, but I'd argue the first chicane is equally as tricky to get as right. To do a small lift there, just got too greedy on the exit. Still my best first sector though. And that's me done. really can lose a lot of time in those S's. Minor mistakes. Yeah, my optimal time has finally slipped under 148 at least, so some form of progress is happening. There we go. That'll be a new best lap. Oh no! Thought I had it there. Pros are taking the death chicane in 5th. That is because they are aliens. I can barely handle it in 4th. I'm not wrong about the aliens. come on. I want to do one more proper attempt. Then I'm going to look at his cornering speeds, see if there's anything to be gleaned from that. No. Ay. Just gonna go slowly here to allow my damage to go away before I start my next lap. I know, is the damage thing on a timer or is it a distance thing? I've always wondered. Okay. Yeah, I want one more clean effort at this because my current best time and my optimal time are almost half a second apart, and I'm finding time for free in lots of sections still. All I need to do is just string a half decent one together. Almost found something there, almost found it. Just lifting to avoid damage there. That's a bit of a write-off anyway. Faff the exit there. There we go. Was I too slow on the throttle there? Lost about a tenth. Shifted up too early there. Wasn't thinking. In that Mazda, you can just go full throttle. You can't really spin it. Super Jonico, how you doing, buddy? How'd your stream last night go? I haven't had a chance to catch up on it yet. Okay. I think at this point, I did manage to find my best lap there, the lap previously, but I'm still a bit off my optimal. So I want to take a look at some cornering speeds here, particularly on the corners where I know I'm losing the most amount of time to the Ghost, and see what I can do. Okay, I'm gonna save this best lap replay because I think it will probably take me a bit of effort to beat it. Drac, I see you're sub 148 already. Good job. The coaching session was good. I didn't get to partake myself just because I was facilitating, but it felt like a much more productive session than last time. I know everyone who I've talked to who took part in it had a good time with it as well. Michael, how you doing, buddy? Puka nuts or puka nuts? Hey, Super Jonico, could you do me a favor if you haven't already? Oh no, you've definitely already done it. You've added me on PlayStation Network. I was just wondering, have you had a chance to try this one this week? Are you on Daily Race B? If so, how's that one going for you? Okay, let's take a look at this replay lap now. What time are we at? 10. Okay, so it's 10 p.m. now. I don't want to stay on too long today, so what I'm going to do is review this replay. I'll give it 10 more laps and we'll see where we are at the end there. So the main thing that I am looking for here is cornering speed at a few specific corners that I'm quite curious about, especially the first chicane. May as well swap to his bumper view as well. Okay. He's down from 225. So the lowest he goes is 113. And it goes just a little below 100 there. It was about 96, 97. Michael Dixon, I was going to say Puka Nuts and decided to change it to something another one word. Super Jonico, I haven't tried dailies yet. I've been enjoying stress-free multiplayer lobbies for a change. So that's nice. I find these quali sessions quite cathartic, to be honest. You can see my heart rate is fairly low. Probably try race C tomorrow. Yeah, let me know how you get on. So let me just remind myself here. First chicane. Then 96. He's got a pen and paper. Does really slow it down a lot there, alright. It's good to know. Okay, so he's up a full second on me going out of sector 1 there. My fastest is 36.5. And now here as well. 173. Okay. So 113, 96, and 173. Let's take a look at my replay quickly. We have Gel Creamers. Hello. How are you? Thanks for saying hello. Try for you. No. Race B. No, not worth it. Did you give it a try? Here. I'm a full 10 kilometers slower than him going through that one. Okay, and that was just abysmal on that particular lap. We want to be aiming for about even 95-ish going through there. I'm happy with 173 here. Again, I'm 10 kilometers slower again. Okay, let's try fix sector 1. Delete it. Not enjoyable, says Drac. It's a don't go off minigame. I wouldn't call it a minigame. I'm fairly sure Nürburgring is a mega game. it was the correct way. Says Drac. Rev that there. Still dropped down to 103 there. Dropped down to 87 there, I think. That was much closer to his speed, but I won't be able to maintain the line now. Greg asks, stepped out, how you doing? Yeah, pretty good. Down to 148.1 and finding a lot of things I can fix in Sector 1 alone, so I'm working on that now. Super Jonico, I might try go a few laps on this track now. Yeah, do man. Let me know how you get on. I'll be looking out for your name in the leaderboard. So I held the speed for a bit more there, but completely messed up my line doing it. I need to cut in further if I'm gonna try and keep it at that pace. Okay, that was halfway right. So on my best lap I was 103, there I was 108, but I need to be aiming for 113, so I didn't drop as much speed there, which is good, but I had to be slower on the throttle then on exit. Again, was halfway off where I needed to be there. Shifted up to gear 5 way too early there. So let's see. Greg asks, are you going to give a go to the one lap on Nürburgring? No, I won't. Yeah, it's the reverse one, Greg. Yeah, and even if it was the right way around, I barely know the Nürburgring at all. Just done a little bit of single player content on it, and that's about it. Dropped to 105 there, so still not Still not good enough. Okay, that was pretty good. And that 36.3 is a pretty good sector 1 time. Okay, it's 4 km off his pace there. I have to lift to hold the line now. So, not ideal. So nice when it actually comes together, that one. Way too slow. Way too slow. Because the bounce, I had to hit the brake too late there. Tires are getting cooked. Find a tiny bit of time here. Why am I in 5th? Sorry, we've Irish Lightning back in the chat. I wouldn't be so concerned about the speed he gets. He takes a different line than you're taking, which allowed higher speed to do the same line. Yeah, it's a case of combining it. It's not that I don't want to do his line. I just don't know how to brake in the same amount of time he does and reach that line. So that's kind of the issue that I'm having. Thanks for the input though, do appreciate it. I actually, you know what, I'm not gonna lie, I still haven't found my sweet spot through that turn yet. There's sometimes you just go through it smooth as a hot knife through butter, and then other times just a little bit too left, a little bit too right, and you get bounced around like that. Hey Spud, how you doing, man? I think I'm getting a little past my sell-by date here though, lads. Feeling quite tired, so I not feeling confident that a huge improvement is coming again tonight, but I'm going to stick with this now to complete about 10 laps and then see where I am at the end of that. Fair whack of time to find there. I saw the delta. I was like, it's now or never with that chicane. Because if I had paired that with a good death chicane, that would have been a sub 148. Yeah, well, there's always next lap. We're only halfway there to the end. Okay, damage is gone. A little slow entering this lap. No, it's too harsh a cut. Optimal's now a 147.7. Ah, I forgot to upshift. Too busy staring at my delta. Okay, let's just let that damage wear off, catch my breath, and give it 4 more proper laps with feeling. Then we'll call it a night. Even if I can get the sub 148 at this point, I'll be happy. So much time to be found. It's frustrating when you're this close. But it's been a great session tonight though. A lot of progress. Too wide. Didn't turn in tight enough. It's such a frustrating amount of time to find in this lap otherwise though. I really don't know why that's happened on some laps and not on others. It feels like I'm hitting it in the same place, but yet sometimes I just get thrown up in the air, other times I just go through it really smooth. Need to study some replays on that one, I think. Didn't get far enough over to the right to open up the chicane enough there, so I had to lift. Slower than my other one, but should still be on for a better lap here. Okay, we're already on lap 10. I just like feel the improvement. It's right there. Have I tried to toggle the ghost off just before entering the high-speed chicane? Not a bad idea, that. It is a little distracting. But I almost think I'd more interrupt my flow a bit if I was to pause the game suddenly. You don't have ghosts this close. Yeah, you get used to it. I have it at 0.1. You just learn to look through it instead of at it. Oi, oi, oi. Can't finish on that note. Can't finish on that note. Just push up on the little button. I don't think any buttons on this McLaren wheel turn it off. Christopher Churchill, hello buddy. Watch. Let's just do a quick test of that. So I know one of these is wipers, one of these is lights. Yeah, that's pretty much all my buttons right there. Oh, hang on. It disappeared there. Ah, right. Right you are, lads. That's great. That's a really good help. Thanks. Up on the D-pad. Nice. No, seriously, thanks for that. That's a great tip. What rank are you, Christopher? Actually, efficiency, are you still around? Track, you're still around. Would anybody be up for quick 5-lap lobby at this one? What do you think? I'll tell you what, I'll open it. Whoever can join, but I'm not going to leave it open for long because I was just going to do one lap there and finish up. I'm already 30 minutes past when I said I'd stop streaming, so this will be the end of it. Is there anything I need to be extra aware of settings wise here? Track limit, shortcut penalty weak, wall collision penalty off, grand. Bop. Racing mediums. Okay. Yeah, if you can join in the next 5 minutes. Yeah, do Irish Lightning. My PSN ID is in the description down below. Again, PSN descriptions in PSN ID is in the description of this video. Don't worry about the ad now though. I'm just going to set up a private lobby and I'll post the room ID here in the chat so you can all see it. Where's it gone? Dragon Trail. Seaside. Number of laps 5. Reset weather. Rolling start. Grid order. Fastest first. Bop on. Settings option. Undo all. Brake balance on. Visible damage on. Mechanical damage light. Strong. Tire wear. We'll leave it off. Fuel consumption off. Race finish delay, I'll move to 60. Filter by category, group 4. Usable tires. Racing. And we are going to do mediums only for this one. Don't know if that would even come into it. Tuning parts here. Yeah, grand. Shortcut penalty. I think was set to weak. Wall collision penalty is off. Car collision penalty on. Ghosting during race off. Pit lane off. Flag rules on. Yeah, okay. Counter steer, yeah. Traction control on. Driving line assist. ABS on. Auto drive prohibited. Private. Okay, I'm just going to save these settings so I have them during the week. Okay. Alright, putting the room ID in now. IHHIQ7. IHHIQ7. There we go. Hope you don't dance around like before, says Greg. So who do we have? Drac is back. Are you live on YouTube as well, Drac? Partner stream. Hello, fans of Drac. Cabal of Drac. Okay, it's now 22:36. I will be starting this race at 22:40 at the latest. There you are, Greg. Soon though. Okay. All right, Christopher. I think we're just waiting on you then. We'll get you next time, Spud. Fairly impromptu. Just, you know, Randomer in the chat asked, wanted to finish the stream with a bit of fun. Okay, 3 minutes till we kick off here. So make sure you're on track, make sure you have your right tires on. Because I won't be starting it again tonight. No false starts. We have Anthony. That's not you, Christopher, is it? That is. Okay. Are you you're new to online racing then, or is this one of your sub accounts? Okay, you have your car at the ready there. Go to track so I know you're ready there, Christopher. Two minutes. I'm already 40 minutes past the point that I said I'd stop streaming, so I'm really not waiting around. 2 minutes and then we're kicking off. So go to track. Do you not have the car? What's the hold up, Christopher? All okay? So, if you don't have the right car selected yet, just so you see, settings, change car, you can choose any Group 4 car. And then once you do, you need to make sure your car settings are set to racing medium tires. And if for whatever reason you don't have them yet, just go to the race shop and buy them over here. I'll give you 1 more minute. Why can't you do the race? Do you not have a car? You don't have a Group 4 car? Okay, it's 22:40. Sorry to miss you, Christopher. Hopefully we'll get you next time, dude. Alright, just some of the OG Puka heads here. I'm gonna start the countdown here, lads. So why can't you do the race if you have one? Alright, best of luck, lads. Yeah, did you not just buy the soft tires though? That's what I was trying to show you on the stream there. Sorry guys, sorry. Feck's sake. Sorry, I was reading the chat. Oh, Drac. Sorry, Greg, I completely ruined myself in Drac's race here, if you want to wait for us to catch up to you. Let's see if we can actually race now. Can I catch Drac? Ah, Drac, what are you doing? I wanted to chase you. Oh, there's Greg. Good man. Let's let Greg stay ahead. Cool. Now we're all relatively even split again. Sorry about that, guys. I was reading the chat messages from your man. Oh no! I was going through that quite gingerly. I'm not sure why I got thrown so hard. It's a nice livery, Drac. Catching these quick, lads. And then I'm gonna crash. Ooh, Drac with the move. Break a bit earlier there. Lobby physics versus daily physics. Yeah, no hope of catching them at this point. But if I can do a statement fastest lap, I'll be happy. Might be likely if those two are battling it out up there. What do I need? 1:49.7. Bit earlier. Track might catch me here. I think he will. Well played. Oh. Just Drac was dancing. Good game, lads. Thanks for that one. Oh, Drac was in. I didn't notice Drac was in the 458. Sorry, Christopher. No idea what happened to you there, buddy. But yeah, obviously you need a Group 4 car with racing mediums on it. I think you mentioned race wheel was hard car. I did. I'm not sure what you meant, but you can change all your settings and buy whatever tires you need from here. So Ferrari is fun. Boots and Cats swears by that Ferrari, by the way. You know, the A+ driver who's sometimes in the chat with us. He only ever races in it, no matter the course or the meta. But anyway, I am so overdue to finish this stream. But Greg, Drac, thanks as always, lads. I'm just going to swap over to my cam here. Say a quick bye. Okay, so thanks for this landmark stream where we did our first vertical stream to YouTube Shorts. It was great. We saw some new people in the chat tonight, which was great to see. I'll be back again at some point this week. I'm not 100% sure when yet. It's either going to be a daytime session or an evening session. I'm not sure. My whole timetable for the week is a bit up in the air, but I promise I'll be back for one stream of daily races before the weekend, at which point I'll be gone for a week. So anyway, hopefully I'll catch us then. I'll post on YouTube and in the Discord, link in the description down below, about whatever stream timing I'm able to come up with. But thanks for watching. I'm Clark. This is Puka GT. Enjoy the rest of your week, everyone. Talk to you soon.
You are watching the GBC, television for goats.
Sun comes up on a lazy day, nothing better's on its way. Oh, what a yummy start with honey nut pukas. Honey nut pukas.